The Forgotten Promise. Akbar was very pleased with Birbal's clever wit and wisdom. He promised to give him 100 acres of land as a gift. Yet, many days passed, but Akbar did not fulfill his promise. Birbal reminded Akbar of his promise many times, but Akbar always ignored him. He always pretended as if he had heard nothing and looked in another direction. Many days passed, and one evening, Akbar and Birbal went for a walk. They saw a camel coming towards them. Akbar looked at it and said, "Why is the neck of the camel bent?" Birbal said, "Your Highness, the camel was an emperor in its last birth. One day he promised his vizier 100 acres of land as a gift." Akbar found the story very interesting. He said, "What happened then?" Birbal continued and said, "The emperor forgot his promise. Whenever the vizier reminded him of his promise, he looked in another direction and pretended not to have heard anything. Because of this, the camel has a bent neck." Akbar did not believe the story. He said, "It is not possible." Birbal said, "Why not? Believe me, Your Highness, whenever the vizier reminded him of his promise, he looked in another direction and pretended not to have heard anything. In anger, the vizier cursed the emperor that in his next birth, he would be a camel with a bent neck." Birbal succeeded in his idea. Akbar felt ashamed after hearing the story. He realized that he too had forgotten his promise. He immediately gave 100 acres of land to Birbal. A Green Horse. One day, Akbar was riding a horse in a garden. Birbal was also with him. There was greenery all around. Akbar was happy to see the surroundings. He said to himself, "What a pleasure it will be to ride a green horse in a garden like this." Akbar said to Birbal, "You must get me a green horse within 7 days. If you fail to get it, then don't show me your face again." A green horse? There can't be a green horse. Both knew this. Akbar just wanted to test Birbal's wisdom. Birbal spent 7 days looking for such a horse. On the 8th day, Birbal presented himself before Akbar. He said, "Your Highness, I have found a green horse." Akbar was surprised. He said, "Where is that horse? You must present it to me right away." Birbal said, "Your Highness, it is difficult to bring it here. The owner of that horse has put 2 conditions." Akbar asked, "What are those 2 conditions?" Birbal replied, "Your Highness, according to the first condition, you yourself will have to go to get the horse." Akbar agreed and said, "Oh, that's very simple. I will go there to get the horse." "What's the second condition?" Birbal said, "Since the horse is so special, you will have to go to bring it on a special day. The owner insists that you must bring it on a day other than the 7 days of the week." Akbar did not say a word. He looked at Birbal's face. Birbal said, "Your Highness, if you desire to have a green horse, you will have to fulfill these 2 conditions." Akbar was pleased. He was happy with Birbal's wisdom. Akbar realized that it was not possible to fool Birbal.